All right, today we're kicking off a pretty cool journey, an expedition, really. We're going to learn how to build an AI that's not just smart, but it's your kind of smart, one that's trained on your data, your knowledge. So let's be real for a second. Have you ever been wrestling with an AI and you just find yourself wishing it just got you, you know? That it understood the ins and outs of your work or your research instead of spitting out those same generic answers everyone else gets? That's the dream, right? That's what we're diving into, the power to train an AI on your world. We're talking about your documents, your notes, your story. I mean, imagine a research assistant that's already read everything you have, or a creative partner who already knows the entire world of the story you're trying to write. And that, right there, is the whole point of our quest in this explainer. We're going to figure out how to take one of these standard off-the-shelf AI tools and turn it into a total specialist, your personal expert that knows your world inside and out because, well, you're the one who taught it. Okay, so before any big expedition, you gotta pack the right gear, right? So our first stop is making sure we understand the essential tools and ideas we'll need. Let's get our pack sorted before we actually hit the trail. Now, the most important piece of gear in our pack is a concept called vector embeddings. I know, it sounds super technical, but just think of it as the AI's compass. It's the magic trick that turns our text into a special code of numbers, which lets the AI understand the meaning and the context of your words, not just search for keywords like an old search engine. And this map of meaning idea, it's honestly the perfect way to picture what's happening. It's like every word and concept in your documents gets its own coordinates, its own location on this giant map. So ideas that are similar, like king, queen, and royalty, they all get clustered together in the same neighborhood on the map. It's how the AI can navigate all those complex relationships. And this makes a huge difference in the real world. You see, without embeddings, you're just stuck with basic keyword matching. You search for corporate governance, and it only finds that exact phrase. But with embeddings, now the AI gets the context. It knows that things like board of directors or shareholder rights are all part of that same conversation, and it can give you a much, much smarter answer. So, how do you actually get started with this stuff? Well, there are basically two main trails you can take on this expedition. For most of us, the all-in-one tools like the file upload feature you see in ChatGPT are the perfect place to start. But for developers who want to get their hands dirty and have more control, there are awesome components like Pinecone and LangChain that let you build a completely custom solution from scratch. So we have our gear, we get the main concepts, now we need the map. Let's walk through the 4 key steps to make this happen. This is your trail map to a personalized AI, and honestly, it's way more straightforward than you might think. And here's the entire journey in one shot. First, you get your data ready. Second, you pick your tool. Third, you upload everything and just let the AI do its thing. Let it process. And finally, number 4, you start asking questions and refining it. 4 clear steps to get us where we're going. Okay, step 1, preparing your data. And this part is absolutely crucial. The quality of your AI's brain depends completely on the quality of the data you feed it. So use clean text files, try to structure your info with clear headings, and get rid of any junk. You know, like website headers, footers, or ads. Clean it up. For step 2, choosing your tool. My advice for your first expedition is to start simple, seriously. A user-friendly, really accessible option like the file upload feature that's already built into tools like ChatGPT is the perfect way to get your feet wet without getting totally overwhelmed. Then we get to step 3, upload and process. This is where you just hand over your nicely prepared data to the AI. And this is where the magic happens. The AI starts reading through all your documents and using those vector embeddings to build that custom map of meaning we talked about, a map that's totally unique to your information. And finally, we have step 4, query and refine. Now, this isn't a one-and-done setup. It's more like starting a conversation. You need to start asking it specific questions based on the documents you gave it, see how it does, check its answers for accuracy, and if you find any weird spots or gaps in its knowledge, you can actually go back, tweak your source data, and re-upload it. You're the one in control here. Okay, so we've got our map, we've got our tools, but we have to talk about something incredibly important before we go any further, and that's ethics and privacy. You know, any good explorer knows you have to respect the terrain you're on and navigate it responsibly. When you create one of these personalized AIs, you are building a really powerful tool, and it's so important to remember that with great data power comes great responsibility. This isn't a step you should ever take lightly. So let's run through some essential safety rules for this journey. First, and this is the big one, never ever upload sensitive personal information. We're talking bank details, social security numbers, that kind of thing. Second, anonymize your data whenever you possibly can. And third, please actually read and understand the privacy policy of whatever platform you're using before you upload a single thing.
By navigating that terrain with care, we've pretty much made it. We've reached the summit of our expedition. Now it's time to kind of take a look around, enjoy the incredible view, and just realize all the new possibilities that are now open to you.
I mean, just think about what you've accomplished here. You haven't just used an AI, you've actively shaped one. You've taken a generic all-purpose tool and you've successfully transformed it into a personal knowledge expert that can help you in ways a standard AI just never could. And honestly, this is just the start. Think of this whole thing as your base camp for all your future adventures. Your own expedition is just getting started. So, the final question I want to leave you with is this: what will you build?